Hey, Shalom, Mark Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us His truth. And as always, much peace, love, and salutation to the elect of the nation of Israel, pushing this word with all truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazamah from the great millstone Dallas camp, coming back today with another lesson. And Lord willing, this lesson is going to be edifying. And as we do here at Great Millstone, starting with our apostles and elders on down, whenever we see anything regarding the MOTB, which is the C to the H to the I to the P, written about in Revelation, the 13th chapter, the 16th verse, we report on these things because we understand and know that that is a major prophecy that has to come to pass before the destruction and Yahweh Shai's return. All right, and that's a major prophecy, which we know that we are very, very, very close to this prophecy being fulfilled by way of the infrastructure that we see being set up in today's society, the complete and utter shutdown and collapse of society as we know it today. All right, with the lack of the so-called, because it's really not a lack, but the so-called lack of resources, the so-called lack of goods and food, the so-called lack of energy and things of that nature. They're all setting these things up because what? They want to bring order out of chaos. And the order that they want to bring out of chaos is the MOTB, which is the device. I'll just say the device. Okay, that they're going to implant in your right hand or in your forehead, as the scripture says, as John the Revelator did see. And you got particular Israelite camps that don't teach what the MOTB is, because some of these guys have been paid off, or they're ignorant to the fact of what it truly is, But without further ado, what I want to do is read this article, and whatever precepts that Yahweh Bashim Shai may provide to me, I pray that it's edifying. But but mainly I want to read this article here. So it says apparently the WEF, which is short for the World Economic Forum, wants to track our children with RFID tags. And RFID is short for radio frequency identification. Okay, now you had Bishop Nathaniel of the IUIC, mocking some time back about RFID technology, talking about if you need some lamb, if they're tagging pets and animals, which that's how the elite look at them. That's how they look at the mass majority of the people. They look at them as goyim or cattle. It's like, look, if they're tagging your dog, maybe your dog could go get some lamb for you. You see that? But here it is, they're talking about they want to track children. So let's go ahead and read a little bit of this. It says, you are well aware of the RFID devices they've been using for some time in our product. It says in our products, ranging from foodstuffs to electronic devices. Foodstuff to electronic devices. It says during the Davos meeting in May 2022, the World Economic Forum, or WEF, announced its intentions to take the tracking a step further by placing RFID tags within clothing. They want tags to be ubiquitous. Let's see what that word means. That word ubiquitous means omnipresent, present, appearing, or found everywhere, omnipresent. And the fact of the tags, if you will, to be ubiquitous, which means omnipresent, shows you what? That they want to establish that Godhead, because ultimately they want to put it in you, whereas they will be omnipresent within you. That's what they ultimately want. And you will be a perpetual slave to the system. You will be a perpetual slave to the beast system that they have established. That's what they want. That's why the scripture says, that says in thine heart, I am and none else beside me, because they truly feel as if they are God. You see, it says in every article of clothing, it says radio frequency identification or RFID tags put out a pulse that can be read/scanned by an electronic reader. Let's read that again. Radio frequency identification or RFID tags put out a pulse that can be read/scanned by an electronic reader. So these particular different groups that think that it's so far-fetched for Esau to put something like that inside of you is absolutely crazy to think that that's a far-fetched idea when he's already doing it. They're already doing it. You have people that already have these devices. It was on Fox News some months back. I remember they was talking about it. You see? It says, we've all peeled off some of these macro tags in our DVD boxes or inside of the happy packages of our products. Until recently, most of these tags were visible, sticking out like a proverbial sore thumb. Now the game has changed. The WEF oversimplified things with their statement, but in order to cover the whole gamut of what their true intentions are, we have to delve deeper into it. It says, Salakia. It says, let us start by covering POS, point of sale, what appears to be the happy cash register and happy store where you shop. So just imagine you got yourself a point of sale system, right? That's what POS is short for, point of sale. It says, let's start by covering POS or point of sale, what appears to be the happy cash register and happy store where you shop. Far from a simple cash register, the POS device is an inventory control computer that uses barcodes to subtract purchased goods from available inventory. See, they got a system in place set up with the point of sale systems, whereas everything in that store is tracked by inventory within this point of sale. So every time you scan something, it deducts from the inventory with that particular barcode that matches that particular product, right? It says, but wait, there's more, right? It says, in addition to this, with the happy camera recording your purchase directly overhead, right? They've managed to put together a photo/video record of your transaction, tying it in with the computer and whatever form of payment you bought it with. And they already are doing this. That's why you have something called what? Amazon Go. Whereas Amazon Go. Where they also got these things where you can pretty much walk into a Whole Foods. You can walk into a Whole Foods and just pick up items, and it just scans it as you go out. And these things are already in play, right? It says, isn't that swell? It says you paid in cash, but they have a film of that box of .223 ammo you bought, along with the date and time. All of it is further corroborated with the cell phone. See? And people say, oh, the mark of the beast is you got the chips and cell phones. Well, yeah, you do got these things in cell phones. You got these things in your debit card. But they want to make you the device, whereas you ain't gonna have to use no phone. You ain't got to use no card. You ain't gonna have to use no, Apple Pay. None of that. You're gonna be the payment wallet, and it's gonna be inside of you. You're gonna be the barcode. You see, that's what they want, and that will make you a perpetual slave. It is bigger than just buying and selling things. Buying and selling things. That's what moves commerce. That's what moves currency. Is the fact of buying and selling. You see, but they're going to use you. You are a human resource. We are human resources in their eyes. That's what human resources is. You see, it says the cell phone. A tracking device that automatically sends out a pulse every 4 seconds or less, recording your location and tying it to whatever store you're near and any people who are near you. It is the Internet of Things. IOD, you can look that up yourself, or also you can look up the Internet of Bodies. Right? Matter of fact, let's do that. Let's actually do that real quick. Internet of Bodies. It's probably gonna pull up a song, but yeah. I want to find just one that's to the point. Now, this is from the WEF from 2020, so let's take a look here and see. Tracking how our bodies work could change our lives, right? It says we're entering the era of the Internet of Bodies. The Internet of Bodies, IOB, collecting our physical data via a range of devices that could be implanted, swallowed, or worn. Collecting our physical data, your physical data, via a range of devices that could be implanted, swallowed, or worn. The result is a huge amount of health-related data that could improve human well-being around the world and prove crucial in fighting the thing. You see how they threw that in there? So this thing could be crucial in fighting this, right? It could have your status of this for this thing, right? But a number of risks and challenges must be addressed to realize the potential of this technology, from privacy issues to practical hurdles. And they don't want, and you think that we're still doing, we want to protect the privacy of our citizens. No, they don't. If that's the case, why they got cameras set up every damn where, man? They got a camera in the front. You got a camera in the front of your phone. You got a camera in the back of your phone. We just read that your cell phone sends out a pulse every 4 seconds to let you know where your location is. You see? So it's not about privacy. Okay? They don't want you to have any privacy. They want you to be watched at all times. You see? So yeah, look up the Internet of Bodies when you get the chance. Look more into that. It says it is the Internet of Things with all of the devices chattering and monitoring your activities, your location, and whatever Muppets are wandering around in your immediate vicinity. And it says Muppets here in quotations. Pretty much those who may not have a high social credit score in a sense, right? It says Snowden exposed it, but the whole country basically ignored it and shopped on. And really, Snowden didn't expose anything, okay? It was already prophesied in the scriptures that they will be moving over to this technology. That's why the scripture says in Isaiah, Isaiah 49 or 46, let's see. It might be Isaiah 40. It might be Isaiah 46. Yep. This is Isaiah 46 and 9. It says, "Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me. Declaring the end from the beginning," you see, declaring the end from the beginning, "and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure." You see, because ultimately, like Apostle Elder Tahar says, this is the Most High's CHIP. You see, and he's putting the spirit upon these elites, these Edomites, if you will, to implement this system. But it's all happening according to biblical prophecy at the end of the day being fulfilled. Because without this system being put into play, the salvation, wouldn't come. You see? Let's see. It says to characterize RFID, the low frequency systems work between 125 to 134 kHz maybe kilohertz, and they have a limited range to read 4 to 5 inches. The high frequency systems function at 13.56 MHz megahertz, and they work out to a range of about 35 to 40 feet. Check that out. These are the basics, and with the 5G in place, right? Those ranges are probably increased. UHF, I'm not too sure what that one is. Frequencies work from 865 to 928 megahertz, but the range isn't specified, which that's a whole nother realm of range. You ain't gonna have to need. You need to get you an Uber. You ain't gonna have to pull your 444. You're not gonna have to pull out your phone to get an Uber. You just do it off of your body. You'll just say it. You'll call it without no phone. And these elites are gonna make it look so. They're gonna make it look so enticing. See, but that's exactly what they want to do. They want to entice the people, the masses. All right, they want to entice you, and ultimately, with the enticement, it's going to lead to a spiritual fornication. Talking to our people, man. That's why it's important to warn about these things, so that you or the people that you close to don't do it. As we warn, but a majority of our people are going to do it anyway, right? It says meet the Bravo company, specializing in combining biometrics and RFIDs. Combining biometrics and RFIDs. I'm kind of curious to see something real quick here. I'm going to see something. That's not a word. I just want to see if Bravo was a word, but it's all good. Just want to double check. But they said that it says specializing in combining biometrics and RFIDs. So they want to combine the radio frequency identification chip to your biometrics. How do you think they're going to do that? You tell me. Their site can be found at www.bravo.com. They suggest a combination of facial recognition software combined with integrated cameras that compare people entering the camera's field of view against a database. Unspoken is the fact that with all these companies, most consumer puppets, okay, consumers are the people. Most consumer puppets consent willingly or unknowingly to the release of this stored data under the broad category of marketing or market-derived information, right? This means that facial recognition data gathered at Happy Store, number one, can be utilized by Happy Store. And number two, if the stores are completely dissimilar, right? I studied an information sheet pulled out by Data VTech entitled RFID/biometric technology integration. You see, and they're openly telling you what they want to do. You see? Why the RFID tags, the tracking and the surveillance? Because they want you under a system of control. Let's read this down here. It says, I've mentioned in another article about the coming Chinese invasion that the thing holds, such as graphene. Man, I don't even want to even say that. Man, yeah, I don't even want to even say it. My video will get cut down. Says it boils down to this: you're already gaming it out of the hand. So as you see, I just wanted to just read a little bit of this article, but as you can see, the information is overwhelming, and we're getting closer and closer and closer to this prophecy being completely fulfilled. And when we know that this gets fulfilled, and we start seeing those chipping stations and people lining up to get chipped, hey man, look up, for our salvation is nigh. That means that Yahweh B'Shem Shai is right around the corner to delivering us. You see? So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and taught us his truth. And as always, much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. Shalom.